We've headed south for the winter. Today we're in central Nebraska at a quarry site where we're going to show you how we're stripping, mining, and delivering this crushed limestone product to develop the local infrastructure. Let's go check it out. So this is step one. We're inside the initial cut of material where you can see this wall of 10 to 12 feet of overburden, silt, clay, just junk that can't be used in the final product. Since before Thanksgiving, we've been excavating this with our 385 excavator, loading it into 745 haul trucks, and actively reclaiming exhausted sections of this mine so we can get down to the desired limestone. Let's go take a look at that next. Once we've worked through all the layers of overburden, we're down about 50 feet from the original surface. Just off to the side, you can see we're right above the desired limestone. We have the shop mapped out. We're ready to blast later this week. After that happens, we take the material and load it into the crusher. So now we're on the mine floor. Behind me is the limestone deposit that we're after. We're going to blast this later in the week down from its solid rock deposit size down to like 36 to 24 inch material. From there, the 988's loaded into the crusher where it's sized down further and ran up the hill. As we mine the limestone, it leaves behind a void, which we then fill with the clay and overburden from the stripping up top. This is called reclamation. So while we're mining, we're actively reclaiming this site. So once we get this backfilled with clay and overburden, we can slope it and contour it so it looks like a natural landscape when we're all finished. Our goal when we blast is to have uniform fragmentation, and what that means is that all the pieces are 24 to 36 inches and smaller. That's going to allow us to feed it into the crusher smoother, and you're not going to have any jam ups. Occasionally you do have a piece that is bigger than 36 inches and it's going to cause problems, so we pick it out and cast it aside, and we run through with the NPK jackhammer on this 336 excavator to do some final sizing and sorting.
So after the material's blasted and sorted and placed into the primary jaw crusher, where it's going to go from a 24 to 36 inch feed size down into anywhere from 6 to 10 inches. From there it travels up on a stacking conveyor, across a 200-foot overland conveyor, and into our flow control hopper. We use this hopper as a way to buffer processing speed if there's any jams further downstream with the crushing and screening equipment. From that feed hopper, it'll transfer onto the incline conveyor where the material gets blended with previously crushed material and then hits the screen deck. The screen deck segregates out the fines and then sends the material that is over 1 inch back to the secondary crusher for final processing. It continues this cycle until it falls through the 1 inch slot in the screens, and then it travels up the series of conveyors onto the stockpile.
showed the stripping, the mining, and the aggregate processing that leads us up to this point where we're at, standing on top of the stockpile. Let's look at our final product. Initially looking at this pile, it seems very coarse, very jagged, but as you see here, over time, these smaller bits are going to deteriorate because it's of limestone origin, and they're going to create fines that fill the voids in the larger structural pieces. This is going to be a very solid, stable Kansas DOT spec aggregate to help resurface the roads in the area.
So from the stockpile at the quarry site, we load the material up and transport it here, 60 miles away, closer to the project. We utilize this area as a central distribution hub where we can stockpile the material and run it out to the roads as they get built and need aggregates. Outside the window here is a truck unloader system that we have. The belly dump trucks will drive over that, open the gates, and the material will get conveyed up into the stockpile, and then we can load out as needed. So this is the final stage of the project. After the trucks get loaded at that second stockpile site, they come out here to this network of county roads where they're going to lay windrows of the aggregate. It'll be graded and compacted to leave a freshly surfaced road.